Namaste.
Had I been born 200 years ago, I might have arrived in India, seasick and clutching onto my quinine tablets for malaria, on my way to seek my fortune with the East India Company. I would probably have accepted a commission in the company's army and won kingdoms and fortunes for them. In my spare time, I would no doubt have indulged in a little shikar and an occasional chukker of polo. A couple of sieges, skirmishes and scars later, I would have left for home, leaving behind a land of impoverished, largely illiterate people with virtually no electricity, phones or roads. The stage would be set for the world's largest democracy to come into its own. Cut to 2008. Just over a year ago, I flew into the southern Indian state of Andhra Pradesh by an international carrier to take up my post at Mars India, one of the many multinational companies trying to stake a hold in India. My territory stretches over India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Nepal, Pakistan, Bhutan and the Maldives. You could say I've done a tad better than my ancestors did in terms of expansion, but that's where the comparison ends. India has changed, and dramatically so. The population is up to 1.1 billion people, making India the second most populous country in the world, and projected to take its place as number one by 2025. The economy of India is also making people around the globe sit up and take notice. Measured in US dollar exchange rate terms, it is the 12th largest in the world, with a GDP of around $1 trillion, which makes it the second fastest big emerging economy after China. Just 15 years ago, the average Indian spent under 6,000 rupees. By 2004, this figure became an extravagant 16,500 rupees at an average annual growth rate of 11.4%. India also houses 1/4 of the world's poor in an area that is roughly the size of Western Europe. As big as India is, it is diverse in all respects. Although Hindi is the official national language among the 22 different Indian languages and 160 dialects, astoundingly, India harbours the largest English-speaking population in the world. Around 400 million Indians speak English. It is no surprise then that Hindi words bamboozle their way into the English dictionary every year. In India, literacy levels are still below the threshold of 75%, but gigantic efforts are on to achieve this. As of today, around 61% of adults and 73% of youth are literate in India. The leading industrial family of India is getting ready to move into their new $2 billion 27-story apartment in the upmarket Altamont Road. It will have a helipad on the roof for their private chopper. This is impressive, but not surprising in a country that has the most number of billionaires after the USA according to Forbes. In fact, Morgan Stanley predicts 100 billionaires in India by 2009. A far cry from the frugal Indian of Gandhi's days. In the old days, the social scene might have been confined to the cool walls of the club. Today it spills out in the same sort of nightclubs that the jet set all over the world groove in. And where does India go to bed after the all-night soirees at the many pubs and clubs? Modern India lives in modern apartments, with every imaginable modern convenience at their disposal, from Wi-Fi homes to heated swimming pools. Real estate has never had it so good. And construction is a 24/7 feature of the ever-changing skyline. Swedish phones, Armani sunglasses, Parisian couture, Australian wines, Spanish olive oil and Greek cheese being de rigueur, where does modern India indulge themselves? One of the most visible symbols of India's march into modernization is the mall. Till only a few years ago, Indians shopped in large open markets where produce came directly from the farmers. They bought bolts of cloth and had clothes stitched by the local darzi for the whole family on festive occasions. Today, the consumption is conspicuous, and often without any specific reason other than indulgence. India has never shopped the way it is shopping now. Modern trade is booming. Hypermarts are mushrooming. And India is the pie every retailer around the world wants a slice of. Organised retail in 2004 commanded 3% of the retail pie at around 28,000 crore rupees. And this figure is expected to leap to over 100,000 crore by 2010 and triple to a share of 9%. Retail is reorganizing itself at an astonishing speed. The corner shop is giving way to modern trade outlets which have already marched across 40 million square feet last year, a figure that is expected to cross 205 million square feet by 2010. Jostling for this retail space are Indian companies like Reliance, Spencer's, Future Group, Vishal Mega Mart, Subiksha, Food World, and the Aditya Birla Group, as well as global players such as Walmart, Tesco, and Carrefour. The number of Indian consumers with an income above $5,000 is predicted to move from 14 million now to 64 million by 2015. By the same year, India is expected to have the 8th largest retail market in the world. How and when people eat is changing dramatically in line with changing working hours and lifestyles, and traditional meal times are giving way to all-day-long snacking. Amongst changing consumer trends which are particularly relevant for our business, pet ownership is increasing significantly. Indians who left home to seek their fortune are returning to the comfort of a global life without forsaking friends, family, and the omnipresent Indian servant. Indian companies have bought over traditional British businesses like Tetley Tea and Jaguar. Indian billionaires like Lakshmi Mittal are moving into the royal family's neighborhood, and Indian women like Indira Nooyi are heading the world's largest multinationals. The Indian tiger is roaring, and the world is sitting up and taking notice.